to all of us.
Yes, yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
and it's
does
all
it
good.
does look nice. So I'm very curious to figure this out. Very curious. So I'll be
I got a new
this.
Steam achievement.
I me as
played
well.
1 hour.
Yeah.
flipping the board.
Okay.
All of us looking for the button to flip the table.
Yeah, that has to be the final decisive moment. Just flip the table.
Yeah, whoever's like after, however many rounds we've played. I mean, what I'll do is as we finish a round, I will kind of like ask the room and kind of see where we're at and so on, and whether we want to continue based on time, because I know we've got limited time, etc. So, whenever we finish, whatever round we finish, whoever is at the highest victory points can have the honor of flipping the table.
Very nice. Very
Fantastic.
nice.
That seems like a goal. A quick thought I had here. I did this card deck with goals for a game. It would actually be a nice mechanic for the computer game. Whereas the computer game is basically a sandbox and you set your own goals. But well, I'll keep that in mind and mention it to the devs there one day.
That would be like really interesting if
HoI4.
they ended up implementing that, given that it started here. That would be really cool. Okay, so are we good to begin?
I am
Yeah.
as ready as I'll ever be.
Do we start the streams
I'm
then?
hovering over the German board of the
Got my
game.
stream up,
Back
so
to
we'll
my
see.
corner.
Awesome.
I will set my stream up as well. Let's go.
All right, this should
It's
be
all in the
funny.
details, I guess. I'm not streaming, I'm recording. I'm going to make a compilation of this later.
Oh,
Do hope that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I could have done that.
Cool.
I should have done that.
Okay, so the first thing that we need to decide is who's going to be first player. Is there anyone that will immediately want
I mean,
to?
it is Hearts of Iron. It has to be Germany. Germany has to go first. It is all about Germany. That's how that goes.
Cool. Okay, I will give you the first player token here.
Oh, that was Bittersteel saying that Aldrahil should go
I've
first.
cleverly deflected responsibility.
Oh God, I have to figure out how to play a game. Okay, I'm ready.
It's all good.
I can do that.
Okay.
I've been reading the rules as we've been waiting.
He's ahead of us. Well, we're watching and judging.
Okay,
Oh
so
God.
So first off, welcome to Hearts of Iron, the board game. This is a demo version of the game. This is available to anyone that has Tabletop Simulator. You can find it by searching on Tabletop Simulator, and we have a crowdfunding campaign going on for the physical version at the moment. So the first thing that we need to do is the pre-war phase, which is done exactly once and is essentially part of the setup. So first off, starting with the first player, and then we'll go clockwise, is you have an important choice to make. So our board game starts in 1939. So obviously with Hearts of Iron, you can start earlier than that. We wanted to keep the board game a bit shorter and a bit more concise, but we have this pre-war phase that essentially allows you to make some choices and kind of replicate that small period of time before the war. So starting with Aldrahil, you have a choice of whether you wish to expand your borders, which means what you'll do is you will pick a region adjacent to your German Reich regions that is not controlled by another player, and add that to your territory. Or you can ally with any country on the board. So essentially, you either change your borders or your ally. Now, why would you want to do these? So expanding your borders means that you may gain additional resources, etc., and expand your foothold on the map. Allying is important because it allows you to deploy troops in an allied country as if it was your own. So, as an example, if I was the UK, I may want an ally in, say, like Turkey or Romania, etc., so that I have a foothold somewhere where I can deploy near the Soviet Union. So What would you like to do? Would you like to expand your borders, or would you like to gain an ally?
Feels like the smart thing to do would be to expand my borders, possibly
Got it.
Switzerland, so as to be able to reach
The
France.
most Germany move you can make.
Do we not pick like which one we're doing, monarchy or German Reich?
So you are German Reich monarchy, so they are two combined. So essentially, you have
Oh, it's been done before. I see.
Yes, yeah. So I did a setup that we recommend in our rulebook for your first game. Ordinarily, you could take, say, the German Reich and pick a different like focus deck, which would say give you the fascist ideology or whatever.
Got it. Got it.
Oh, you got a different ideologies baked in.
Yes, yeah,
Ooh.
yep. So, much like the video game, it is possible to say play the German Reich as fascist or as democratic, communist, etc. So yeah, there is a lot of like variability in terms of I'm gonna play the German Reich and I'm gonna do something different, much like you can have in the video game.
Okay, Steve, can I very quickly apologize first off because I forgot to set my stream to public? Could you give a real quick pitch about the game so the viewers have an idea? Sorry about that again.
Yeah, sure, no worries. So yeah, this is Hearts of Iron, the board game. So it is an adaptation of the Hearts of Iron video game series that, if you are here on this stream, I'm sure you're familiar with. This is our demo on Tabletop Simulator. So we're currently running a crowdfunding campaign on GameFound. Or you can try the game on Tabletop Simulator by searching for it in the Steam Workshop. In terms of our aims with Hearts of Iron, the board game, and I'm the lead designer of the board game, Steve Margetson. Our aims are that we are looking to bring all the experiences of Hearts of Iron condensed down into a board game that you can play in 3 to 4 hours with your friends around the table. And this is our demo version. So this is a work in progress demo for 3 players that features just the UK, the German Reich, and the Soviet Union. The core game also has Italy and France as playable nations on top of the 3 that we've got here.
Thanks.
Cool. Where were we? Oh yes, Ultra Hill was expanding your borders. So, what you need to do is whenever you take over an area, you take a flag token. So if you want to take one of your German flag tokens from down here, so pull it out of the bag. So you click and hold and pull.
He's preparing something. I don't know what, but he's preparing something.
So if you take one and place it over the country that you would like to expand your borders into. So you said Switzerland, right?
Oh,
So
German Switzerland.
Yep. So now Switzerland is owned by the German Reich. Now, because Switzerland is owned by the German Reich, we need to reflect that on the political board. So take another one of your flags from down below. If you one from here.
Sorry about that. Yep.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay.
And then find Switzerland on the board, which will be, it's alphabetical, so they're down here, and then place, to show that you are in control of Switzerland. So if someone takes Switzerland away from you, you would remove your flag from that position there.
Does he not have to justify on Switzerland?
I don't have to take it. I can just take it. I can just grab it.
It's free real estate.
Not during the pre-war phase, because essentially it's like an accelerated. Here is what has happened in the years leading up to the war. Okay, so you have chosen whether you're expanding borders or gaining an ally. It then moves around in clockwise order. So now the UK will get to decide. So Antasil, would you like to expand your borders or gain an ally? Now, when you expand your borders, you can ignore one sea area when determining this. So you could expand into mainland Europe here, because you could ignore this sea area here. Or you could, expand into Ireland, and that could be yours. Or you could gain an ally.
Manifest destiny.
Yes, yes. I'm too bad I can't colonize the United States right now. I was wondering, just to show the different mechanics, it would be interesting to make France an ally, but I would guess that they have a different ideology. However, it's not specified, is it?
So France currently are a democracy. During this gain ally section during the pre-war phase, their ideology doesn't matter because it's essentially pre-war. You've done all the work to become an ally, so you can just become an ally with France if you wish.
I'm going to ally with France. Together
Okay.
we will stand against the Germans.
Oh, bold move, trusting the French.
Okay, if you take one of your flag tokens and then bring it over to the France line and place it far right here. Yep, you are now allied with France. Okay, and then we move lastly onto the Soviet Union. Bit of steel, what would you like to do? Expand your borders?
I
Or
need to free the workers of the world. Therefore, oh, hey, that's the German Reich. I'm not helping you. Where's my flags? There's my flags. There's my flags. Therefore, we shall make Estonia great again.
Okay, and then take one of your flags and place it in the controlled slot of Estonia as well on the political board.
There we go.
Yep, and I'll just.
All right, I need to rotate it.
Okay, so we've done that part of the pre-war phase, and then we will move back round to the German Reich. So now we need to place starting units and starting factories. So on your unit cards, you will see unit tokens, and below your you will see a factory token if you've got any. The UK doesn't start any factories. We'll get to that in a moment. So starting with the German Reich, you need to place your 2 infantry and your 2 tanks and your factory. Now, you can place your units in any region that you control or someone you're allied to controls.
Okay, it's like
Um,
Switzerland.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, that is your region now. So, each region has a width, which is the double-headed arrow. That means that's the number of units that that region can have in it. So, for example, Switzerland can have 2 units in it, whereas this one above can have 3.
Ah, okay.
Your
Question: Can you attack from multiple states into one state?
yes, yeah,
Right. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So,
I
yeah,
was like, I should have gone for Belgium. Whoops.
you've got your 2 infantry and your 2 tanks to place. I would suggest you know, taking some of those, maybe put with each of your infantry, put a tank as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
So,
too.
what's the difference between tanks and infantry within the confines of the game, other than one's more expensive than the other?
So they have different attack values, so different soft and hard attack values. The other thing is that infantry can be used to control regions, tanks can't. And they will upgrade differently as well.
Okay.
Their stats are also different based on faction. Okay, so you've put your starting units. Now you need to decide where your starting factory is going to go. So your starting factory can only go in a region that you control, and each region can only have 1 factory.
Got it.
So you put down
Makes
your
sense,
starting
Berlin.
units. Yeah, you put your starting units down. You put your factory down. So then we move over to the UK. Now the UK only has their starting units to place, which is infantry and ships. The reason being is because the UK doesn't start with any factories because they have this supply line here that they control, which gives them 2 production.
Ah, the Empire.
Yep. So infantry placed in any of your regions that you control or that your ally controls. So you could place in France because they are your ally. your ships can be placed in any sea region that is adjacent to a region you control.
I'm going to hide my infantry behind France. Maybe that'll help.
Well, there
Oh, I
goes
have
the
a lot of-
BEF.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do you
So,
guys start allied with France?
he chose to
sorry,
ally
yes.
with France, yeah, during the pre-war phase, and then you got
Just Aldra,
you got 2 ships there,
Your-
and they were
your
stacked.
tank is really awkwardly positioned on those
Yeah, I know. I
Swiss
don't like it, but I don't want
mountains.
to cover the infantry. I don't know. It looks
It's
drunk.
it's not qualified for those mountains.
No, it's not.
It needs flat terrain.
Are you happy with both your ships there, or do you
I
want
feel
to...
threatened.
You should. But I'm only protecting my allies.
Ironically, if
Yeah, yeah.
looking at those ships upside down, they look vaguely Falkland shaped.
I was just gonna say that. This is a political statement.
Cool. Are you happy with where your units are?
Yeah, I'm just rotating them. So
Yep.
this is fine.
And then finally over to the Soviet Union, you have a boatload of infantry to place and
Yes.
a factory.
All right.
He
I
has
have
more than one?
I've accidentally made my infantry bigger. Let me just scale that back down.
I can do that for you. There you
there you go.
go.
I think
that looks about...
yeah. So where would we do? Well. Let's start by distributing these evenly. I own that. Oh, that's wrong. I want to own that. It is for the good of the people.
Yep, and there is your 5 infantry out, and then you've got your
I've got one
factory.
factory. Damn, I can't put it behind the Urals. There's no Urals.
Okay, so that is the setup. So that is the pre-war phase now done. So each time that you play the game, based on whether you're going to gain allies, expand your borders, it will the setup will be a bit different. So now we can move into the first round. So on your tracker board, you'll see that there is a round sequence. So the first phase is the engine phase. So you'll see that you have a hand of cards. These are your engine cards. So you will pick one of these cards and place it face down. So as an example, using and place it face down. And once everyone has placed their card face down, you'll all reveal them. In terms of what these cards do, so these essentially give you benefits for the turn that you've played them. So the top benefit gives you generally a bonus to your resources. So like national progress gives you manpower, whereas say Into the Fray gives you stability. The bottom half gives you a benefit to one of the things that you'll be doing during your turn. So industrial push helps you build factories. Technological progress helps you do research. It's F to flip. Yep, you got it.
Yep, I was just trying to remember that.
Yeah. Has everyone chosen their cards?
Yes.
Okay, so flip them over. So what have we got? Okay, so starting with the German Reich, because they are first in player order. So we've got the industrial push, so you gain 2 political power, so you can move your political power up to
7?
Yep, if you had 0 political power, you would have gained 4. And during the construction step, which we'll get to later, you will be able to construct a second factory for cheaper. Then moving around in turn order, we have
I think a UK.
Yep, the UK. So what does the UK have?
Technological progress.
Progress. Okay, so gain 2 production. So if you want to move your production up to, if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, I think it says if you have 0 factories, gain 4 instead.
No, so it's production is that icon. So it's gain 2 production. If you have 0 production, gain 4.
Ah, he played himself.
And then you
Story
will
of
gain
my life.
No worries. And then During the research step, you will gain a benefit, which we'll talk about later. And then finally, Soviet Union, what have they done?
I have made my country stable.
Okay, so gain 1 stability.
There we go.
And during the deployment step, the first 2 units you deploy will cost 0 manpower.
That's because manpower is the biggest issue facing the Soviet Union. We all know.
Okay, so we've done the engine phase. We now move into the action phase. So in the action phase, there are 5 actions listed, and you'll do all of them in order. And everyone will do every action, but your card may give you a benefit to that action. So
do we do these simultaneously or one after another? As in all players at once, or one player does all his stuff, then the next one, then the next one?
So you'll do them each in order simultaneously.
Okay.
So essentially, one of the big things with the board game is that most actions can be done simultaneously. So with, say, construction, everyone could construct their factories. The only time that you need to use turn order is if there's ever like a conflict, like, say, I don't know, someone wanted to construct in a region and someone else wanted to at the same time or something like that. You would then revert to turn order and go, well, I'm first, I get to do that beforehand, you'll have to do something else. But generally, a lot of the game can be played simultaneously to help speed it up. So the first action that everyone will do is construction. So when you construct, you pay 2 manpower and you place a factory in any one of your regions that already doesn't have a factory. If you have played the industrial push card, after you've built your first factory, you can construct a second factory for 1 manpower.
There we go.
Yeah.
If everyone decides whether they want to build a factory, you don't have to do any of these.
Where are the factory tokens?
They're in the bag. They're in the bag next to your flag tokens. You could just like put a couple of them out because you're gonna need them anyway. I love the physics on this thing.
I like the little sound of the clicking as
Yeah.
you put them down. That's real nice.
So the German Reich has built 2 factories because of their card. You can only build 1 factory per turn unless you've played a card that allows you to build more. So, sorry UK, but you can't go that that heavy.
Oh.
So take those factories back. You should only have 1.
Antasol, you're cheating. We're just starting. You're already cheating.
I know, but I misunderstood him. I thought he said 1 more manpower for another factory. So I just, more enough manpower here.
That's only if you've played the industrial push card, which you've played the technological progress.
I'm already getting questions.
Board game disasters when?
Okay, so has everyone constructed that wanted to construct?
Yes, at least I have.
Okay.
Which is all that matters.
No, I constructed what I was allowed to construct, not what I wanted to construct.
That is a good point. Okay, next up is research. So you all have a research deck. So if you right-click and search, that deck. So right-click on it and click search. You can see all the cards that are in it. So if you don't have a research card in play, you can take one from your research deck and put it face up in front of you. And you'll see in the corner of each research card, there is a number with like 2 arrows. This is called the progress value. That is how long in turns that card will take to complete. And that's assuming that you put no resources into it and you just let it happen. So, for example, like a card with 2 progress value will take 2 turns to complete. You can spend manpower on your research to increase, to essentially make it quicker to research.
So cut down turns by spending manpower, essentially.
Yes, yeah. So you'll see unit upgrades in there, and you will see some other like interesting things. So in the German Reich's case, it looks like a choice has already been made for upgraded tanks. So once you've decided what card that you want, you flip it face up, and then you will place a progress token on it, which are what these are over here. So I'll place one on the German Reich to show you.
Oh, thank you.
Which? Oh, those are right. Okay.
Yep.
Are they in like the pots? Oh, found them.
Yes. Yep.
And say
And
I want to spend, for instance, a little bit of manpower. Do I do this now?
yes. Yep. So you as soon as a card has tokens on it equal to its progress value, it's completed and put into play. So your tank 2 here needs 3 tokens, and each additional token that you want to put on costs you 1 manpower. However, the UK has played technological progress, so during the research step, they'll add an additional progress token to their in-progress research card. So
Ah.
they'll be adding 2 tokens instead of 1.
I'm just throwing
So did
lives
you say
away
my-
to get more tanks.
Did you say the tank 2 costs 3? It shows it says 1 to me.
The German tank 2 costs 1. Like
Oh.
each.
Oh.
So you're not even going to have to spend any manpower to bring that to completion, because it turns out Germany like their tanks.
Joke's
So
on
does
you.
that get completed
I just-
now, or is that completed next turn?
It'll be completed now. So I'm just waiting for. if we
Yeah, no
flip
worries.
That
I'm going too
over.
far ahead.
So I get an extra token. How many of these do I get?
So
1?
you normally get 1, but because of your technological progress card, you add an additional 1, which means that you've put 2 tokens on it, which is correct. Now, now that everyone has placed their tokens and spent any manpower that they want to, if
But
you're
the Soviet Union has 3 tokens. What happened there?
I have many lives to spend.
he gets 1 token. He then spent 2 manpower to put additional tokens on so that he could complete the card.
You
He
see,
can do that?
Stalin can
Yes,
do
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, so any when you research, you get 1 token for free, and then any additional tokens will cost you manpower unless your card says otherwise. So in the United Kingdom's case, because you played technological progress, you got an additional token for free. Otherwise, that second token would have cost you a manpower. So now that everyone's got all their tokens on, any card that has tokens equal to its progress value becomes in play. So you can take the tokens off and return them to where they need to be in the bowl over there. And if it is a card like defense systems here, you just leave it face up in front of you. If it is a unit upgrade, you take it and place it over your current unit of that type. So the tank 2 will sit on top of the tank 1. So
Yep.
now that is the stats for your tanks for the remainder of the game.
Big stats.
Very cool. I don't like that both me and Bittersteel have done the same upgrade.
You
Not a
see,
fan.
you see, there is a certain dynamic here.
So
Arms
next,
race.
yeah. Next is focus. So focusing works in the same way as research. The only difference is that to add additional tokens to a focus card, it costs political power instead of manpower. So you can choose a card from your focus deck, which is there and there. And these do a variety of things. You will see things like justified wars, which allow you to immediately go to war with someone, and you'll get victory points every time that you take a region from them. You'll see generals, which will give you new units that you can add to the board. You'll see trade agreements, which allow you to ally with people more quickly and give you benefits. And then you will also see some specific unique cards that may tie to various things that you know from the focus trees from the video game. So each player has a look and chooses a card. I'll give you some time to have a look and see what you
I'm
think.
done.
if you're already done, you can flip it up and start like adding tokens to it and so on.
Just to clarify, because I picked Switzerland in my little pre-war thing, I kind of probably shouldn't have done that because I can justify war of Switzerland to get a point. So I kind of missed out on a victory point because I did that, right?
Yes, yeah, but
Oh, no worries.
unless someone takes Switzerland off you, in which case, oh no,
Yeah.
because it would be controlled by someone else. Yeah, you did,
Ah.
unfortunately.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so then everyone puts a token on their card if you flip it face up. Do you wish to spend political power to put additional tokens on them?
Yes,
I do.
please. How
Okay.
much is it? Just one per?
One per token.
Great.
Damn, I also declare. I also have focus as declare war. I forgot about this.
Okay. So has everyone paid for any tokens that they want?
Yes. Who did you grab, Bittersteel? Was it
Uh,
Estonia?
I grabbed Estonia as start, and now I am going to course Latvia.
Okay.
That's nice.
So we'll go around the table and put the various things in play. So the German economic war is in place. So you can take the tokens off. So during the deployment step, the first unit you deploy will cost 0 manpower, which will be pretty good for the rest of the game. Good to get that early. Then the UK has gone a different route and has spent their political power to bring a general into play. So you can take the tokens.
Oh god.
So
That's strong.
you will be putting your general into play in the deployment phase. So if you take the tokens off and return them to the ball, because these.
Oh, it's Bernie.
Yep. And then his special effect is at the bottom. We'll cover that when we get to battles and so on later on. And then finally, the Soviet Union. So coerce Latvia. So this is a type of allying card. This is, I would say, a more forceful ally card where you kind of threaten them to be your ally, as the name suggests. So on the card, it says Soviet Union ally icon Latvia. So you become allied with Latvia. So if you want to take one of your
I've done that.
Yep.
It's up there on the board, I believe, in the right place. Yes, no, maybe.
Yep, that's correct.
Correct.
And on Latvia. And then you can change Latvia's ideology to match your ideology. So you are communist. So we have these ideology tokens over here. I'll take a communist one.
How do I put stuff back into a little bag? I accidentally took it out of.
So if you hover it,
It's unwilling to comply. No.
Let me see. There we go. Oh,
No.
is someone?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Where did I put that token?
It's correct. All right.
Yep.
So they're now communist.
Yes. Yep. And this will become relevant in the political phase, and it can also be relevant for end game scoring. Some of the end game scoring cards in the full game might give you points based on the number of regions controlled by communist countries, for example, because you just want to spread communism.
I am freeing the workers.
Okay, so we have now done the focus stage. We're now on to production. So production is where you produce units. So each unit card has a cost in the bottom left corner. And that is how much production it costs to produce that unit. When you produce a unit, you don't put it on the board, you put it on its card, and then you'll deploy it on the board during the deployment phase, which is coming up next. Now, this is a good time to talk about some of the other things. On your country board and your ideology board, you have a traits section, which are special rules that your country and ideology give you. So, for example, the German Reich, during the production step, the first unit you produce costs 1 less production. Whereas the Soviet Union, large population, during the production step, when you produce infantry, you may produce 2 units instead of 1.
Oh my god.
So you get 2 for 1 on infantry because you've got a lot of infantry. The UK's trait is related to maintaining stability, which we'll get to later. And you've also got the fascist propaganda. During the focus step, you can add an additional token to an in progress justify war card.
Wow.
So you're better at going to war with people.
I can just spend lives in exchange for anything else. This is peak Soviet gameplay.
I'm glad to hear you
This
say
is
that.
peak Soviets. Anytime you may spend manpower as if it were political power or industry. You've nailed Stalin right there. Okay.
I'm very happy to hear that. Okay, so you can now produce your units. So pay your production. So you can produce as many units as you want, provided you've got the production to do so. And when you produce them, put them on their card to show that they're ready to be deployed onto the board.
There we go.
Can I just ask a question about planes for no reason at all? Planes are both usable and in combat as a 2/1, but also can stop factories.
Correct. Yes.
But I'm assuming they do also have to move with the little move tokens, so I wouldn't be able to just pop them over London for no real reason at all.
No,
yes,
no reason
you
at
would
all.
you would have to deploy them somewhere and then fly them over. This is where, say, you know, having an ally in, say, Ireland might be useful because you could then deploy your planes in Ireland and fly them over.
So, for reasons entirely unrelated to this current situation, what happens when you no longer have infantry tokens?
So if you have no more infantry tokens, that means you can't deploy any until you know, you have lost some infantry, essentially.
See,
You're at
you were
capacity.
on the right track with the Soviet Union. Now you've lost me. Now you've lost me.
So there's a limited number of units that can be on the board at any time.
That feels
Yes,
highly unrealistic.
I'm wondering here. I'm producing as much as I can, but I need to pay for this stuff, right?
Yes, correct.
So the cost would be, if I look at the card, 1 industry per infantry. But what's the manpower cost? Is that default 1?
It's always 1, but you don't need to worry about manpower at this point. That'll be in the deployment phase, which is coming up next.
Oh,
So
I've been spending. That's that. Okay.
yeah, so it's just production at this point.
Oops.
And each unit, it's the bottom left is their production value of their card.
I may have accidentally spent everything. Almost everything.
Like, production largely within the game is mostly about like producing units and so on. There are a few instances where you may want to use production for other things, but it is mostly all about, you know, getting stuff on the board, because ultimately, you know, Hearts of Iron, still a war game at heart.
I want to make the map all red.
I made tanks too expensive. It's too much to pay. God damn. That's really, really expensive.
Considering I have no more infantry to spend lives on, I might as well buy more tanks. Well, it's a start. I can also spend 2 manpower to get a score point? Yes!
Yep, at the end of the round, yeah.
Oh, that's
I can literally
obscene.
spend manpower for any purpose.
That sounds like you're sacrificing them to the gods.
I'm sensing here that Bitter Steel is going to find out, or try to find out, if the Soviet Union can actually run out of manpower.
I thought it cannot be done. Cannot be done.
He will find out. He'll find out. Has everyone produced all the units that they want to produce?
Yes, sir.
I think so.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so then we move on to deployment. So, deployment is you can deploy any of the units that you've produced. You don't have to deploy all of them. It's 1 manpower per unit you want to deploy, and you can deploy them anywhere that you control or that an ally controls. So I think for most of you, this will be just your regions, other than the UK, who is allied with France.
Fortunately, the first 2 I deploy cost nothing. That's good.
Yes,
Not
because
a fan of all that stuff in Paris.
Yeah.
We're on vacation.
Pretty rude.
That plane
My
looks
first
weird
one is
upside
free,
down.
isn't it?
Let me just. Ah, there we go.
Yes, my first is free. And then it's 2. Okay.
Oh, they're helmets now. I see. Okay.
Okay. And remember, each one costs you a manpower.
I should have taken Belgium instead of Switzerland. That was stupid.
This is the
other
moment
thing-
where I ask if is there any way to get new manpower because I'm at 0.
there is your each region you control that has an icon will provide you resources. So, for example, with the UK here, because the UK controls this region here, it has a manpower icon. So at the end of the turn, you'll gain a manpower from there.
That's good.
So yeah, going for regions that have additional icons, pretty good.
Quick question.
Everyone... Go on.
I built 2 tanks, but then I upgraded tanks. Are those built tanks just still the old stats, or are they the new stats?
So they're the new stats. As much as
yes.
as much as it's a bit unrealistic, it is one of those where like having people in a board game where having to track their individual tanks, which are upgraded and which aren't, it would be a bit much. So yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Fantastic.
You just need to research the new Tiger, and everyone has it.
Yeah. It's a national rollout of Tigers. Okay. So has everyone deployed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we then hit the political phase. So the political phase is the way that you can ally or go to war with any country that is on the board. So this is done in turn order, starting with the first player. So you can either increase aggression towards a country, or you can decrease aggression towards a country. When you increase aggression towards a country, you will move your flag token up the track towards the war side for each political power you spend. When you decrease, you'll move it the other way towards the ally side. If you don't have a flag token on the track for that country, if you are starting by increasing aggression, you'll put it on the war side. If you're starting by, trying to decrease aggression, you'll put it on the ally side. So, starting with the German Reich, would you like to ally or go to war with anyone? Bear in mind, you can't attack anyone unless you go to war with them. And this can be any country on the board. It doesn't have to be one controlled by a player. You could go to war with Italy, who's not being controlled, or you could go to war with France or the UK.
All right, and for a completely random reason, if one were to attack an ally of a player country, that would put me at war with the player, right?
If they have stuff there, yes. Allies is something that we're still kind of working on, and we're looking more at, because sometimes there are points where you wouldn't want to immediately go to war with someone. We're thinking in the final game, one of the things we're exploring is if you attack an ally of someone, they can go to war with you for free, is probably where we're going to end up,
Cool.
to give allies an additional benefit. So would you like
Let's
to
do
spend...
it. Yeah, we're gonna declare war on France,
Okay.
which would cost me 4 PP. Is that right?
Yes. However,
Oh.
the other
Back
thing,
to 6.
the other
Yeah.
thing that we haven't talked about is if you're trying to go to war with someone and they have a different ideology than you,
Yeah.
when for each political power you spend, you move your flag token twice because
Ooh.
they're a different ideology to you.
This is just 2.
If you're trying to ally with someone and they're the same ideology as you move it 2 spaces instead of 1 per political power. So it's easier to go to war with people who are different ideology to you, and easier to ally with people that are the same ideology with you. So you wanted to go to war with France, was it?
Can I just quickly clarify before I commit
Yeah.
and pretend that didn't happen? The individual region tiles have their own stats, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so how many infantry is this? There's 3 infantry in a plane, and I'd be attacking with 3 infantry, 2 tanks, and a plane. Right. I'm not quite familiar with the combat enough to know if that's a good or bad idea.
There's only one way to find out, isn't there?
I'm starting to worry that. Can I just have a quick overview of the combat combat rolls like? Is it rolls per soft and hard attack, or?
Okay, so the way combat works, to give a really quick overview, is everything in the region, you add up all of your soft attack and hard attack of both sides, or
Okay.
multiple sides. Whoever, no matter what happens, you will roll. So each side will always roll a minimum of the red die. If you have higher hard attack than someone, you'll upgrade your die to a yellow die. If you have higher soft attack than someone, you will upgrade your red die to a yellow die. If you are higher in both, you'll use the green die. Now, the stronger the die, the more likely you are to do damage. So each pip on a die is 1 unit destroyed.
Ooh.
So generally speaking, you want to just have more hard attack and soft attack than your opponents. The other interesting thing that'll feel kind of reminiscent of the video game is you count all the units in the region where the fight is happening, but you can also have 1 unit from each adjacent region support into the battle, provided you control the region. So let's say a battle started here in France.
For no reason.
Yeah, no reason. That not forecasting at all what's going to happen is you could have one of your tanks support into this region and add its hard and soft attack value to this region, and equally you could have the same from this region, have 1 unit support in. So
Oh, can you only support from one type? Like, can you not just move everyone all together?
You can do. You could move everyone in, but supporting allows you to get around the width of a region.
Yeah.
Less so a problem here in France, where it has a width of 5, so there's plenty of room. But somewhere like, say, Switzerland, that can only have 2, you could, if there was a battle going on in Switzerland, you could support from here and here, and potentially have 4 units involved in a battle in Switzerland, even though it only has a width of 2.
Oh, I see. So the support, 1 unit support increase, it doesn't count to the combat width.
Yes, yep.
And I'm only going to be able to have 5 in France because both. I see. Okay, this feels like a terrible idea.
Just to encourage you then a little, I'm allied with France. He's going to attack France. Is France going to do anything?
Does it ever?
So, you wouldn't be able to attack France unless you attacked the units first. So the way that all combat works is you deal with the units first, and then you can attack the stuff underneath. So if there are no units in a place, you can just attack the region itself. So in this particular case, you would have to go to war with the UK, deal with the UK units, then fight the French region, which, given that it's a capital region and it's early on in the game and you won't have a lot of upgrades, probably gonna be a bad idea. I mean,
oh wait, they don't fight together.
No, so it's units fight, then regions fight.
Oh. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, I was looking at this here. Oh, these people around me are all defenseless, but they're not.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, the soft attack and hard attack of each region is kind of important. But this is another place where supports can be useful, because also, let's say, looking at the Soviet Union up here, is you go, oh, I want to move some stuff into Poland here. Maybe I want to move these guys in as well. Maybe move this guy over here, so that down here, so that I can get a support into here. And so on. So supports can be really key, because you can essentially ignore that width and get that extra hard and soft attack that you need.
Okay, then I'm going to pretend as if none of that ever happened, because I think I'd probably just explode. I think I would actually defeat Antassel pretty quickly with the units, but then I think I would, because I'm guessing we both roll die and it's very almost guaranteed we'll do casualties to each other.
Pretty much. Like, the red die has some blanks on it, but like, unless you're most of the time you'll take like a casualty on the lowest die, unless someone is rolling the higher die, in which case you'll take more. The other thing you could look at is look at and go, oh, okay, is there somewhere that I want to go where I can go and get additional resources? Like maybe you want to look somewhere like here and go, okay, maybe I want to head down here to Czechoslovakia. I think that's Czechoslovakia. No, wrong country. It's
Yugoslavia.
That's your...
Yugoslavia. Yep. Has a manpower here, so maybe you want to go to war with Yugoslavia so that you can
Yeah.
then pull some stuff down here, take control of this, and get some additional manpower.
Would he not need to border it?
So you can move through any region provided you're not at war with them. So you can pass through.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You only have one token that allows you to move 2. You have 2 tokens that allow you to move 1, and then you have a bluff. So moving can be a bit restrictive, but you can pass through regions provided you're not at war with them.
Right. And allying with a country does not give me the resources that they have. It just gives me the ability to put units in their country.
Yes, yep.
Okay. Oh, this is actually kind of a tricky decision then. Okay, let me just undo. I haven't.
I've one more question. When you finished a focus, is the effect continuous, or is this a one turn only?
So it depends on the focus card. So which
I'm looking at my
card?
Into the Fray. I know that the top one is one time only, but the bottom effect, is that continuous, or is that?
So that's an engine card, but you'll choose a different engine card each turn essentially,
Okay.
and you can't play the same one again. So
Damn.
you have to alternate.
And,
Okay.
sorry, just what finally supporting, is that just a thing that can happen? You can just say I'm calling in this unit to support from an adjacent thing?
Yes, yeah. Provided
Okay, cool.
you control the region.
Yes. What if there's no units in it whatsoever?
So then it doesn't support.
Okay, yeah, just because they're just walking in. All right, I'm in a bad situation then. Okay, cool.
The other thing I guess that you could think about is your end game scoring on Return of the Kaiser is all about for each country you control. So it's also advantageous for you to just control countries.
Yeah.
So
people are
That's a good
saying
point.
that we're playing a video game based on a board game, based on a video game, based on a board game.
So with alliances, I mean, I might just ally Belgium then, but that's going to cost 4. No, 2.
yes. Yeah, 2. Yeah, because yep. So you're going to ally Belgium. So
Up we go.
So yep, and move it all the way across because you're allied.
Well,
Okay.
Thank you.
Then move around to the United Kingdom. Do you wish to go to war or ally with anyone?
Peace
I wish to go to war. with
peace in our
the-
time.
No, that's the other UK. I'm going to war, and I want to go to war with. Where are my tokens? Here's one.
Belgium.
Ireland.
Cool.
Ooh.
Okay. So Ireland are a different ideology to you. So that means for one political power, you'll move 2 spaces. So Ireland is here. So ordinarily, so you would pay a political power to put it on the first space of the war track. However, you're a different ideology, so you would move it an additional space, and then you could pay 1 more political power to move it 2 spaces because they're a different ideology to you. So I assume.
I'll do that.
Yep. So you are now at war with Ireland, so you could now move stuff in and attack it without any issue.
Except I don't have any troops there, but that's neither do they, so I'll get around to that.
I'll get around to crushing the Irish at some point. Every British monarch ever.
Yeah. And then over to the Soviets. Do you wish to go to war or ally with anyone?
Insert surprise Pikachu.
I am not interested in doing any of those.
What?
At this
Really?
point, currently.
Okay.
Possibly. However, I'm
friends of
thinking
all
now,
nations.
out loud. I have focuses for all of the people I want to conquer. I'd rather use the focuses. Would that not be better? Then I can stockpile political power for other things.
I mean, you can do that if you want. Yeah, like Or the other the other option is you could go to war with, say, something like Poland.
I have been considering that, but
so that you could take this and get the political power.
I've been doing the math, and I think I could potentially maybe win, but
I reckon you could with your supports and so on.
I believe in you.
I also believe in myself.
We are fierce protectors of Poland, though, so we'll take that as an act of aggression.
In that case, I will have to free the workers of Poland by spending 2 political power.
Because they are a different ideology than you.
And
they are not.
Yes, they are non-aligned, I suspect.
Poland, yeah, non-aligned. You are correct.
Where's Poland?
Here.
There we go.
So
where do we see that? Sorry. Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're now at war with Poland. Okay, and then it passes back to the German Reich. Do you wish to do any more politicking? Like,
Oh, can we? Is it just? Does it just go on and on until we've all passed?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so I have allied with Belgium. Ireland's been declared war on, and Poland's been attacked. Okay, cool. I didn't realize there was more than one. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
That's interesting. I'm gonna. Oh man. I'm gonna. This feels stupid. I'm going to ally with Finland.
Okay.
No, I'm not, because I have a focus for that. So I'm just gonna ignore that. God damn it! I didn't realize there was one, so I thought I was done. 1 second. Let me just check my focus.
You're all
tree.
good.
Aren't you going to prepare for that British aggression?
Oh, you mean that you do something completely different, not related to you? That's
Absolutely,
a good idea.
yeah.
That's really smart. Yeah.
There's no British aggression. There's just we're on
Crazy.
vacation in France.
It's just the French, though, so nobody really cares.
Precisely.
Oh, I do get victory points per country conquered, don't I? All right, I'll declare war on the Netherlands.
Okay.
Nay.
So they are. I'm fairly certain they're a democracy, if I remember correctly, which they are.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, it'll cost you 2 political power.
Wilhelmina disagrees.
Okay, and then if you take one of your flags.
Yep.
Okay.
Netherlands. Whoops, wrong one.
And you want this side for war.
The Dutch.
Yeah. Whoops. Thank you.
Over to the UK. Are you done with your politics, or do you?
I need more politics. I am going to try and ally with Spain. They're, I think, a different ideology. Although at this point, who really knows what Spain is?
Spain is.
It's
not aligned.
39, I suppose, at this point in the game, so they would be under new
nationals.
management.
So it would cost, because they're a different ideology to you, it would cost you 2 political power, because it's for allying you need to be same ideology to make it cheaper.
I see, and I don't have 2 political powers,
Yeah.
so this would be an illegal move again. Yeah.
Alternative legality.
I'll just stop with the politics for now
Yep.
then.
Okay, Soviet Union, do you want to do more politics, or are you going to pass?
I'm going to pass.
Okay, and then back to German Reich, because I believe they're the only ones who haven't passed. Are you done?
I will pass.
Cool. So that is the political phase done. We now move into the conflict phase. So you have 4 command tokens, which are the ones with the arrow, the double arrow, and then the decoy, which is like the cross through it. So what will happen is, in turn order, you will take one of these tokens and you'll place it in either a region that has your units in, or a region you control, and you'll place it face down, so no one will know what token that you've put down. And then once everyone has placed all of their tokens that they want to place, so say German Reich places a token, then the UK places a token, then the Soviets, and you go round, keep going round until everyone has placed all the tokens that they want to place. you will then reveal tokens one at a time in turn order. So the effects of the tokens are the single arrow means that you can move everything in that region up to one space. The double arrow means you can move everything in that region up to 2 spaces. And then the last one is a decoy. It doesn't do anything, but can be used to bluff out your opponent, because if you put a face down token near someone, they may just think, is that a move? Is that a double move? Or is it a decoy?
Clever.
And do all units have to move?
So you have to move at least one unit per order. So you can't you can't put an order to move in and then not move anything, but you can move any number provided you move at least one.
So an order that's given has to be followed, but you can
Yes.
choose not to issue an order.
Yeah, you can. At least one thing in that space has to follow that order. They can go to different places. So if you had a 2 move, say in this region here, you could send this guy could go 1, 2 to here, and then this tank could go 2 across there. They don't have to go to the same place.
Thanks to Czechoslovakia.
So if you flip all your tokens over, another really useful shortcut is if you press Shift Alt on a token, you can see what it is underneath without having to flip it.
Oh,
okay, great.
Okay, so the German Reich will be placing their first token. So it's any region that you control or has your units in. So you've placed yours there. So now the UK will place one.
I'm still looking at what the Germans are doing.
Can I use Shift Alt on your tokens as well?
I mean, you can. That would be cheating, which I
Touch my
wouldn't put
token.
above the Soviet
It's
Union.
espionage.
Watch, get that hand away from me. Get away from me. Get out of here.
Okay, and then the Soviet Union.
My camera's confused. Okay, there we go. Never mind. Okay. No, I said up. My camera's been really. It's refusing to move my camera around. I think something's gone on.
Oh,
Espionage again.
It's foreign interference. Okay,
There you
you
go.
done?
Yes, I believe I am.
So then back to the German Reich. Do you want to place another token?
Oh, yes. Just remind myself which one's which.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, my keyboard keeps switching between languages with that Shift Alt.
Oh, okay. Is that why?
Yeah, that would be why.
And then the UK have placed another token, so it's background to the Soviet Union.
There we go.
Okay. Then back to the German Reich. Do you want to place another one, German Reich?
I think Alder has fallen down. I can't get up.
Apologies, is that me now? Something
Yes,
just
yeah.
happened. I could briefly was muted, so it's me next. I do apologize for that.
No worries, you're all good.
All right, cool.
And then the UK can place another.
Oh, wait, actually, sorry, do you mind if I just replace that? My bad, my
Yeah,
bad.
sure.
Strictly speaking, I can place one other token, but I can't place tokens in regions that I have no units, right?
So
You got
any
boats.
region, yep, any region you control, or that contains your units. So that can be these regions. You can also chain tokens together as well. So you could have, for example, you know, if this one was a 1 move and you put 1 move here as well, you could go move here into here, then resolve this move 1 token and move again.
I see.
And how do supports work? Can ships support land?
Yes, yes.
Oh, no.
Man just found out what Britain's all about.
Oh, no.
Yep. then Soviet Union.
I am
Place
done.
another. And then German Reich. Do you want to place your last token?
I don't have the ability to, so I'm good.
Yep. So you pass. UK. Do you want to place another token?
Nope. Passing.
Soviet Union.
I pass.
Okay. So now we've placed our command tokens, then we'll reveal and resolve. So German Reich, choose one of your tokens to reveal and resolve.
Oh, it's one at a time. Oh my.
Yes.
Oh, it's. Oh, sorry. It's. Oh, apologies. It's reveal and resolve rather than.
Yes. Yep.
Ah, damn. Okay, misunderstood that. Whoopsie. Oh well.
This is what they call in
that
the business
is
a
your
whoopsie
double move?
daisy.
Now, how does this work? Because my initial plan was to move a tank to the Netherlands, and then with a ran, and then because I can't take it, right? When I leave it behind, I need to have an infantry there, right?
Yes, yeah, you need an infantry there. You could send both you could send your infantry and your tank there if you wanted.
I guess, yeah. Go on then.
Yep.
But
So you've
oh
put
well.
those two there. So you've now resolved that token, so you can remove it from the board and bring it
Okay.
back to. Okay. United Kingdom. Which token would you like to resolve?
Oh, do I need to do the combat, or is that happening? Do we do all the end?
So you do all the orders, then you resolve combat.
Gotcha.
Hmm. So you just took everyone out of Switzerland and sent them to the Netherlands.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a good idea.
Okay.
No one's at war with Switzerland or Germany, for that matter.
Allegedly.
I was buddies with them.
So you're at war with the Netherlands. Okay.
That doesn't seem to be going very well over there. But I mean, the Netherlands will defend this, right? Or is it just
Yes,
move in
yeah.
there and done?
Yeah, they will defend. They will defend.
There will be an attempt.
Yes.
I am at war with Poland, so yes. Yes, I will be able to move into Poland.
So, which token you resolve in UK? You're still thinking.
Oh, it's my turn. This one.
Okay, so it's a decoy, so it doesn't do anything. So you just take the token and return it to your play area. Yeah, just off the board so that we know it's resolved. Soviet Union, which token would you like to resolve?
There you go. I'll flip that, double move. We're moving in there.
Yep. Okay, and then take the token off the board. Back to the German Reich.
I did a little move because I somewhat misunderstood, but hey, what are you going to do?
So there's a width of... Oh, okay. So where are you going to? I assumed you were going into the Netherlands. That was a bit eager on my part, but...
Well, mostly because I misunderstood how supporting and moving works did in my own ADC, so I'm just going to do that.
Yep.
Which is my buddy.
Yep.
Which I can do. Cool.
Do you want to move another unit into the Netherlands?
Oh, I can split them up into different
Yes,
territories. Okay, I do not.
Are you sure?
Or do I? Yes, I do.
Like, you may take a casualty in the Netherlands, and you want to make sure that you have a unit.
Oh, I need to make sure I have an infantry left as well,
Yes,
don't I?
Yeah.
Okay,
you can sacrifice a tank. No worries.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
And you could still send a tank there if you wanted to.
I mean, it seems dangerous.
Okay, that's fine. So you've resolved the token. You've taken it back. So then UK, if you'd like to resolve.
What are lives if not to be spent?
So your plane can move one, so it'll move. So the sea region is another region. So it could move one into the sea region because planes. So in terms of moving across regions, is boats can move only on the ocean, as you'd expect. Planes can move in any region. If something wants to pass over water, it needs to move into a space with one of your boats and then move across. So, as an example, if, say, the UK had a troop here, is if they wanted to get over to Norway here, they would need to have a boat in the ocean here, move the infantry onto the boat, and then off the boat, or have a double move and be able to skim across the water, basically.
I have a question, Steve.
Yeah.
How much do you enjoy the Game of Thrones board game?
The Game of Thrones was definitely an inspiration here.
Yeah, I've seen the transport rules and the tile thing.
Yeah.
They're different because support is automatic rather than being a tile.
The original Externalize also had interesting stuff for loading and unloading naval invasions.
Yeah.
So the UK has done their token if you want to take that back. Soviet Union.
I shall reveal my trap card. I found out how flicking. I found out how
the flick command.
You can flick? Oh, hell yeah.
I figured out how that works, and I want to do it.
How do you do it?
It's one of those commands in the top. It's F4 or F5.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Then back to the German Reich.
Oh,
So
yes, yes.
you've
It's
got-
just my last one, which is a move icon, and I deeply regret my choices because there's only 3 things there.
I mean, oh yeah,
It'll be
and it
fine.
has-
We'll do. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
that would be a double move because there's a region.
Yes,
there.
it would. Oh dear. We're gonna do this.
The Netherlands are outmaneuvering you.
They'll do that. They'll surprise you.
This is sneaky.
Then the UK, your, I think, last token. Cool. Yep. And then Soviet Union.
Spending most of my moves apparently on fixing my deployment mistakes.
Do I have to move everything, or can I
No.
leave a unit behind?
Yep, you can leave a unit behind. And also, this has a width of 4, so you couldn't put another unit
Okay.
in there anyway. It could
Um,
move through it, but it can't end there.
Okay.
I do believe it's special Soviet rules. You can leave a unit behind, but it will cost you manpower.
It's called a blocking battalion.
Okay, so that is resolved. So if you want to remove that, and make sure your guy move him back. Okay, so then we increase aggression. So as it turns out, countries tend not to like it if you move into if you're neutral with a country and you leave troops in their region, you will increase aggression towards them automatically. Now, looking at this, I don't think that we have any instances of that because the UK is allied here with France, so they're not neutral. Germany has declared its intentions against the Netherlands. They're not neutral with the Netherlands. And you've declared your intentions here with Poland. However, if, say, as an example, the Soviet Union had moved into Poland and they weren't at war with Poland or allied with them, they would increase aggression automatically with them and it wouldn't cost political power. Because it turns out countries are not particularly happy if you just mobilize troops into
A
their
loophole.
regions. Yep. It's a way that you can save some political power if you want to go to war with someone as well. So we haven't got any aggression to increase. So then we move on to resolve battles. So the way battles are resolved is the first player will choose one of their battles to resolve. Then we'll go around the table and each person will resolve one of their battles until all battles are resolved. So German Reich only has one battle to resolve at this time, which makes it nice and easy. So we can show how combat works. So first off, every combat begins with each side will be rolling a red die initially. But first, before we roll anything, we need to work out the hard and soft attack of each side. So the Netherlands has a soft attack of 2. Your units here, you need to total up their soft attack. So you've got 2 infantry and a tank.
4.
4. And then also you can include a support from each adjacent region that you control.
Is the support eligible to be taken as casualties?
No.
Okay, then I will
Yep.
use the tank.
Cool. So the tank has a soft
2
attack.
extra. So
2
6.
extra. 6. Okay, so you have higher soft attack than the Netherlands, so you will increase your die and upgrade it to the yellow die. So I'll do that for you now. Now we compare the hard attack. So the Netherlands has 3 hard attack. What is the hard attack of your support unit and the units that you have in the region?
I have 10.
Well, that is a lot more than the 3 of the Netherlands. So your die increases again to the green die.
Great. Okay.
Inundate the
Well enough.
water lines.
Mein Gott.
Okay. So now we've worked out soft attack and hard attack. You can then roll the dice. You can roll the dice by either throwing them or you can press R over them and it will roll them.
Okay. What am I trying to kill?
So when you're trying to take over a region, you need to do at least 1 damage to it, or 1 more damage for each icon that it has on it. So to take a region with no icons on it, you need 1 damage, and you need an infantry there after the damage is resolved. Or if it's like, say, this region here that has an icon, it would need 2 damage to take over. So each icon means you need 1 more damage to take it over.
You mean like the political power or the manpower or the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're...
Oh, wait, so to take France, I need 4.
So other than the victory point one. The victory point
true.
1 is one that we're going to be changing the color of because it is confusing. But yeah, the victory point. So it's every resource icon, not a victory point icon. Okay.
Cool.
So if you want to roll the green die and then someone wants to roll the red die for the Netherlands.
All right, let's do it.
I'll roll for the Netherlands, so it's already done.
Okay.
2.
So the Netherlands have done 1 damage and the German Reich have done 2. So when it comes to damage, the side that is taking the damage chooses which units to remove. So in this particular case, the German Reich has to remove 1 unit of their choice because the... Yep, so you remove your infantry and return it back to the pile. And you did 2 damage, which is enough to take over the region, so you can put your flag token on it.
Nice.
And then that is the battle resolved. Let's just have a look.
That's just what I was about to do, yeah. It was annoying me.
And then you can put your flag token on. So if we come over to the political board, where
The
it's
same
the
thing there?
Netherlands, so you can move your flag token
I'll take
that
it
is
back.
on the war slot, and and just move that across. Yep.
Nice.
Because you now control the Netherlands. And
Huzzah.
then that is that battle resolved. So then over to the United Kingdom, which I don't think you have any battles at all.
No, I declared war on Ireland, but there's no army there.
Yep.
It's a phony war.
Okay, so then over to the Soviet Union.
Then we shall fight over Poland, yes?
Yes, so I'll get the red dice over. Okay, so Poland has a soft attack of 6, so total up your soft attack. So you've got 2
that's
tanks.
4 plus another 2, that's 6.
But then also you've got your support here, which
that's
is another
7,
one.
I guess.
7, yep. So you have higher soft attack, so you can increase your red die to a yellow die. And then hard attack, Poland has a hard attack of 3.
I think I have 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 4.
Yep. Okay, so you're also higher on hard attack as well, so you'll increase your yellow die to a green die. So you'll roll the green die, and if someone would like to roll for Poland, the red die.
Oops.
And let's roll.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Oh, boy.
So
At least I hurt you.
So you did enough damage to take the region because you needed 2 damage because it's 1 damage plus the number of icons, and then the Soviet Union has to take 1 damage. And now
according to Soviet doctrine, without casualties there wasn't a battle, so this is good for them.
Yep. So now you take You don't need to move that across just
Oh,
yet.
you're right, because Poland's
Because-
still there.
Yeah, there is still another region of Poland. It's not completely controlled.
Damn.
So that is that battle now done. We would then move back to the German Reich, but I believe they don't have any other battles to resolve.
Just that.
Yep. And the UK didn't. So that is all the battles. So battles are pretty quick to resolve because of the fact that, particularly as you get further into the game, you will probably have multiple battles to resolve. It's not uncommon for players to get to like 3 battles a turn, etc. So that's the conflict phase now done. So we now hit the end phase. So the first thing is we draw an event card, which will I have drawn here. So fascism on the rise. People have been subjected to incompetent rulers for too long. They must be removed from power to facilitate economic growth. The first player chooses a country not controlled by a major country, so not controlled by one of the players, with a democratic, communist, or non-aligned ideology. The ideology of this country changes to fascism. So first player, so German Reich, you get to choose a country to become fascist that's not controlled by a player.
Romania.
Cool. Let's make Romania fascist.
No reason.
Antonescu, no.
We now have fascist Romania. So that's the first half of the card. So then the bottom half of the card that says French resistance. So this is an effect that only comes into play if the country listed is not controlled by a player. So if no one is playing France, this French effect will come into play, which is French resistance. Place a +1 soft attack and hard attack token in the capital region of France. So it's becoming
the French.
even harder to take over.
Oh no!
Vive la France!
Oh, I put 2 in there.
That's it.
I got it. All good. And that's the event card now resolved. So event cards can lead to things where, countries take over each other, ideologies change, or, things like France can rise up. Then next, we generate resources. So you have a look at all the regions you control and total up all of the resources on them and increase your trackers by that amount. Factories increase your production by 1 for each one that you have. So
that's 2 factories, 1, 2, 3 manpower, and 1 political power, I believe.
You got 4 manpower because you got those 4.
Oh, I missed that. Correct.
Yeah. Trust me, like with
7.
Soviet Union, you will want your manpower because you can use it for so many things.
Yes.
You are the manpower faction.
Into the meat grinder.
I only got 1 manpower. Sad.
Yeah. The UK is deficient on manpower, whereas Russia swims in it.
No, India's not on the map, so you can't really rely on it.
Yeah. Has everyone sorted their resources?
I do believe so, yeah.
The next one is check stability. So on your board, your stability level will have 2 icons next to it. So you will see a production symbol and a manpower symbol. You may get a benefit or a negative to your resources based on that manpower. I think so. The UK will get +1 production because they're on a stability of 4, whereas I think both of the others are on 3, which means they get no benefit but no negative. Now,
when can you increase that?
That's literally what we're getting on to.
Sorry.
No worries, we're all good. You're getting ahead of me. Okay, so stability is not something that inherently just stays high or increases. It's something that you have to maintain. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to pay the political power next to your stability to maintain it. Otherwise, your stability will drop.
Oof.
Now, after you have maintained your stability, you can increase your stability if you pay the maintain value on the next one along. So if you're on 3, the maintain value of 4 is 2, so you could pay 2 political power to go up to 4 stability. You
No,
don't
no
have
thanks.
to.
I like it
Yeah,
a
no
bit
thanks.
bumpy. I like it a bit bumpy. It's fine.
Anyone else want to, or they all? Or we
I
all?
want to, can't afford it.
Okay.
Story of Britain's life.
Yeah. And then next one is score victory points. So at this point, we look at any capital regions that are controlled by other players. So I think everyone still has their capital region and no one controls France. So
Yep.
we're not going to score for that. Then have a look at your additional scoring and see if there is
6,
anything
7,
there.
8. I gotta do some math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I control 9 regions. Does anyone have more than 9 regions under their control?
Don't think so.
You get VPs per region for regions? Damn.
No, I get VP. I get 1 VP if I control the most regions. And then I'm going to spend another 2 manpower for another VP.
Yep.
Oh
So
god.
3 VPs.
score tracker is down here. I will move the Soviets up to 2.
Right, so the Soviets will just
Moving up to
basically sort
3
of
because I've spent some
automatically
manpower.
win if we don't stop them.
You started on 0, so you should have 2, right?
Do you not get 1 for controlling your home?
Not for
No.
controlling your home.
Okay,
It's
in
other,
that case, yeah, it's 2. My bad.
And I've made a mistake, right? Because my VP1 is wait. I had it a second ago.
ideology war.
Yeah, if I'm at war with a country and it doesn't match, I get a VP, but I'm not at war with the Netherlands anymore because I own them, right?
Yes. Are you at war with anyone else?
No, I'm Germany, famously peaceful. So I should have declared war on someone else and not attacked them so as to farm VPs.
And then the UK, the UK's is all about controlling things. So the first time you take control of any region except you're starting, you would have scored a victory point. And when you conquer a region controlled by a democratic, communist, or non-aligned ideology, you would have scored a victory point as well. So no victory points from the UK, but you're ready to take Ireland next turn. And get some victory points that way. Then so we've scored our victory points. We then advance the round tracker, which is up the top here. So we move into 1940. Then we pass the first player token clockwise. So the UK would be first player next turn. And then we move back to the start to the engine phase. So my first question is, how are we doing for time?
I need to pee, but other than that, I'm good
Same.
for now.
I have to leave here in about 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Cool. So we can probably get another round in at the very least, I think.
Definitely.
It will go a little smoother.
Yes, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll get set up for the next round. So we're back in the engine phase. So you need to pick an engine card from your hand and put it face down.
Is that the ones?
That's
oh yeah.
In your hand, yep.
Mm.
And then the one that you already have in play will then return to your hand afterwards. So you've got to pick one from the 4 that you've got, and then the other one that you played last turn will return to your hand.
Okay.
Put it face down so that
You didn't see a thing.
Toilet break, guys?
Sorry?
Yep.
I will return to pee.
Yes, I will do the same.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
I'll just quickly grab some.
Yeah, 1 moment. I gotta pee. Okay, so far this is certainly interesting. Being a first time, it's going to be a little slow. It looks a little complex, but I think we're starting to get the hang of it. Looks a bit familiar. I think it's very Axis and Allies-esque.
I return.
Welcome back. So Germany's still there for now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I don't
generous.
trust. I don't trust the British. I have no idea what they're gonna do, but they seem to be crafting plans within plans.
Yeah, there's things going on here. Yeah, I like the way in which the cards you get one at a time and then you replace them each time. So you could theoretically just keep constantly do the same ones, but they have pretty big impacts.
Oh yeah,
The engines,
I'm really digging it so far. That
yeah.
it's not video game levels of control, but they give you like options, and not
Yeah.
every game is going to be the same. Assuming it's all balanced, otherwise they'll just pick the best option each and every time.
It feels like there is a bit of an optimal path for Germany, but the thing is, there's so many different permutations to the game because you could be the different. Is there monarchy, communist, and fascist? I think.
Believe
Germany?
so.
So, I realised I was back and listening in, but my mic had come out. Most countries have access to democracy, communist, fascist, and then there are non-aligned ideologies that are kind of unique. So, most countries have access to a monarchy, but there are a few others like we have a Spain expansion, which allows you to play as either side of the civil war, essentially. So Spain is kind of two factions in one. They have a non-aligned despotic ideology board, which is different. So there are a few different like ideology boards, but then the main thing is that the focus decks you are playing with are specific for that end game scoring that you've got, and each nation has like 4 or 5.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, alternate focus trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wasn't sure if it was only gonna be like 2 per country, but it's lots. Nice.
Yes, yeah.
Who's the other major if it was a 4-player game?
So if it was a 4-player game, so the core game, the other majors that you'd have access to is either France or Italy in the core game. And then the expansions that we've got is Spain, which can be either Republic Spain or Nationalist Spain. And then the other faction that we've gone for is Sweden, because they are completely unique in terms of being more neutral focused, or even, take Sweden and play them ahistorically
So,
and
Are they in
expand
in classic Paradox fashion? Are they incredibly overpowered?
I mean, at the moment they're not, but we shall see. Like, it's one of those where we've still got a lot of balancing to do on the game, and there's still a lot of kind of development to go on. But the aim is not to have them be overpowered. But
Now, speaking of, I'm not expecting like a concrete answer here, but speaking of balancing, do you not run the risk of like completely grinding the game to a halt if you make, for instance, France too strong? Because it's going to be like Germany and France natural enemies, and if Germany can't take France, it's kind of like, well, what do I do now?
So it really depends, and it's entirely in a lot of ways based on like your end game scoring and what else is going on at the table. Because one of the things that we've tried to do with a lot of the like scoring for the game is tried to avoid scoring objectives that perhaps are very like specific, or if they are very specific, like you need to control this country, there are options, or we give you a lot of points for them. And one of the things that we are doing more of now is, if a country is controlled by a player, as in like if someone's playing France and your objective says I need to control a region of France, you will get more points if it's controlled by a player, as in if someone is playing France, than if it was, not controlled as it is in this game.
So more difficult but higher reward.
Yes, exactly. And also as part of like setting up the game, everyone decides their country before anyone picks their focus decks and ideologies. So you
Ooh,
will have some idea of, oh, if you've got a focus deck where it's like, oh, I need to control the Soviet Union. Maybe I don't want to play that in a game where someone's playing the Soviet Union, or maybe I do, and because I'm just happy to be an annoyance in the Soviet Union players' heels.
Here's a question. If you were to play this 2-player, which countries would you pick?
So you can pick any of the playable countries. One of the like reasons that allies work the way they do is that we wanted to make sure that you could play any country combination against each other. So, like, the
Okay.
UK can play against the Soviet Union in a 2-player game. It just means that, the Soviet Union will probably ally with someone, near the UK, and the UK will ally with someone near the Soviet Union. It was one of our, like, I guess, first big design problems that we had to fix was how do we make different countries, viable to play against each other even if they are far away. And yeah, like one of the other things as well is obviously the game at the moment is only the European theatre. It's one of those where hopefully we get to carry on working with Paradox in future, and we get to do more stuff because we'd love to, add more boards, add more countries, because there are so many countries that have been flushed out in Hearts of Iron, and obviously the European theatre is not the whole story. We're there are a lot of people asking for, where is America? There are people that want,
Where Japan update?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, we thought start with the European theatre and hit a lot of in the European theatre you hit a lot of the big countries of World War II initially, but we would love to carry on working with Paradox and expand the game out further, and maybe even potentially look at doing additional maps, and maybe there's a way to play the game with more players, a bigger map and so on, so you can have like a big mega game that
Ooh.
includes the whole world potentially.
5D chess.
Yeah, yeah. The kind of like weekend experience.
Have you ever played, like, speaking of weekend experience, have you experienced War in North Africa?
I have not, though I am familiar with that it is a absolute undertaking.
I still find it hilarious that you even have to account for the water rations of your troops.
Yeah.
And as Italy, you have to account for the pasta rations as well, which require more water.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those where like there was definitely a world where we could have gone to that level of detail, because ultimately there is a lot of detail in the Hearts of Iron video game.
Perhaps
But
too much to sell to a normie, if I can put it like that.
well, and it's also it's
It
not
has
just
to,
that.
has to be manageable.
Yeah, it has to be manageable because you don't have a computer like storing all those numbers for you, doing all the calculations, etc. And that's part of the reason why the game is like has a lot going on, but is not perhaps as complicated as you might think, because we wanted to make sure that it was playable and is enjoyable as a board game that people will actually get to the table and play, both with people that love Hearts of Iron, but also their friends who perhaps aren't in love with Hearts of Iron or don't play the video game, etc.
I think I'm gonna see if I can get this out to the family. I'm gonna see if I can get a copy. This will be fun to play with people who are vaguely familiar with the concept of Hearts of Iron, but just want to play a board game instead.
Yeah.
Family nights could be fun.
Yeah, me and my wife play board games a lot together, so having a good 2-player is very useful.
I did buy at some point the Game of Thrones board game. I think we played it once and then we gave up.
I love it.
I could not get it explained to my family and just gave up at some point.
Yeah,
you can buy it on Steam. It's pretty good.
Oh, is it like on the tabletop as a DLC?
It's on
tabletop sim.
TTS, but you can buy it as a standalone game, and it works
Oh.
pretty well. I quite like it. I play it
Now,
online.
I
sometimes.
have realized now that I have TTS, I could start
Yeah.
practicing my Warhammer.
You know,
Yes.
like ages ago, I deployed through political focus stream my Bernard Montgomery, and I never placed him on the table.
So I realized that you put him in the. He's like a unit you deploy during the deployment phase. You don't have to produce him. You just pay the manpower to deploy him.
What? He's gone one guy. Why does he cost manpower?
Because he's got to be deployed somewhere, and they still like manpower is more about like the resources to get the people there and the infrastructure.
I mean, he's not one guy, Antisil. Have you seen what comprises a general's staff?
Yes, exactly. Okay, shall we? Are we all here? Or
I
we
am
all ready
returned.
to-
I think we're all
Yeah,
back.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Cool. Okay, so it looks like before we left, you all selected your engine card. So if you want to flip your new engine card face up, and
Aha.
then return your old engine card back to your hand, your one that you used last turn.
Stop flicking.
Okay, so this time the first player token has passed to the UK, so we'll
Oh,
resolve
yes, it
the
has. Oops.
UK card first. So gain 2 manpower in the UK's case, or gain 4 if you have 0, so you'll gain 4, which is pretty good.
Ba-bum.
And you'll get a bonus during your focus cards. Then the Soviet Union, industrial push, so gain 2 political power if you've not done so already.
I have done.
Yep. And then you'll get a bonus during construction, and then ready for war. So you can increase one of the trackers on your board by 1.
Yep. And the
Yep.
first time I place a unit, it's free. Or buy a unit.
My God.
Okay, action phase. So construction. So if you want to build a factory, it'll cost you 2 manpower, and you can only build 1 unless you've got a card that says otherwise.
Haha. I'll spend
with the
3
factories.
manpower, and then I can build 2 instead.
I think I'll
Yep.
pass on the factories and
Yep.
deploy manpower.
So you've got to put them in a region that doesn't already contain a factory. So you've got to spread your factories out.
Dispersed versus concentrated industry.
Dispersed is
Yes.
always
Yes.
better. There is... Actually, no. I saw somebody do the math. I want to do a video on it, but I hate math.
Okay, so everyone's constructed. Research. So if you had a card in play still, you would just carry on researching that. But it looks like all of you completed your research cards. So if you want to take a card, choose a new card from your research deck, add a token to it, and then spend manpower to add additional tokens if you wish.
Hmm. Hmm. I guess.
All right. So
Then
that gets 1 token. And how do I get the other token?
so it's manpower for each additional token.
The old Soviet trick.
Yes. Yep.
I do want that.
Research. Yep. And then once you've spent any manpower and so on, if your card has tokens equal to its progress value, it immediately becomes active and you can put it into play. If you don't have enough tokens, it just stays there with its tokens until next turn, and you'll finish researching it next turn.
Okay, so we're all getting better infantry, better tanks. I see where this is going. I see where this is going.
Okay.
Peace in our time.
Then focus. So if you have a look in your focus deck and choose a focus card that you want to start enacting, this one here.
Oh, of course.
You've already got that one in play here. Pretty good.
Ah. There's some interesting plays here. spend one more manpower.
So when you're focusing,
It's
is
political power. It's political
yep.
power. I correct
Yep.
myself. One political power then. 2, or was it
Yep.
2?
It's 1 per token.
My political power block is broken. It won't come down.
Oh, it looks like it was a bit of lag.
Okay, never
well-
mind. It's resolved itself. It should be on 3.
Okay, cool.
There you go. Welcome, Vasilevsky. That means that I unlocked him as a general. I suppose I just get his...
Dandy, yep, and you can deploy him during the deployment phase.
Very good.
Do we all
so,
do this at the same time, or could I one at a time?
say that again, sorry?
Do we all reveal our focuses now, or?
Yes, yeah, you don't have to keep
Okay.
your focus a secret.
Okay,
I
cool.
made a mess of my focus cards. I'm looking for one, and it went somewhere, and I lost it.
So I got a suggestion from chat. If this is successful, you need an NZig version of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Please don't.
What card went missing? What one?
The coerce Spain. I mean, it's just like my keys. I left them around here somewhere.
Have you just flip them around? That was Turkey. No.
You guys can flip my cards? Wait,
It's
what?
a digital game. How do you lose a card in a digital game?
Hold on. I was.
Just stand up. Is it under your seat? I'll check under the table. No.
I was going to put it over here near my bags, but then it vanished.
Hold on. I will create a
Didn't
new
give it to
one.
me, did you?
Now suddenly
This
I
will be
can
my-
coerce
This will be
Spain.
my clickbait. Watch Antizil break the game, and then he just loses a card, you know.
Right. You are You're playing Germany, right? Yeah.
I'm playing UK.
Oh, UK. Sorry.
No.
UK. So.
Antrasil, Aldrahill, what's the difference?
Apparently, I'm just a flu medicine. I'm actually looking on the floor right now, you know.
Well, considering this has physics, it could go anywhere, I suppose.
So we're looking for coerce with Spain card. Is that missing?
Yes.
Okay, I've made another one.
That was easier.
So the people we're playing with is Antisil, Aldrahill, and then the lead designer is guiding us through this. For those of you wondering.
Okay, so we've resolved the coerce Spain thing. So let's have a look here. Okay, so starting with the UK because they are first player. So coerce Spain. So you need to ally with Spain, and then you can change their ideology to match yours. So. You take one of your flag tokens and place it on the Spain ally there. They are non-aligned, so you can change them to fascist, so we'll get a fascist token. That is communism, that is not the right one. Right one, Soviet Union wants. There we go. I'm just realizing we've got both a fascist Spain and a fascist Romania at this point. So that's the UK's one now done. So then what did you end up doing, Soviet Union?
I am coercing Finland.
Okay, so you're now allied with Finland, and has Finland now become a...
They are now free.
Communist.
Yes.
So free.
So free. All under new management.
So I'll put there if you want to put one of your flag tokens
I-
on.
Okay, so cards can fall off the table and they will vanish.
Okay.
I just saw... Oh. It teleports. Never mind.
It-
I try to put them on like the edge to organize
Yeah.
the stuff that's done. If it falls off, it just vanishes.
Okay.
That's probably what happened to mine.
Chat has a question. Is there like a Victoria path or Austria-Hungary path? But as far as I can tell, there are just different ideologies and different focus sets, and none of them truly into alt history. Am I correct?
There are like alt history, so it's one of those where we it depends on the nation. Like we kind of had to look at the focus trees and we kind of made some decisions and kind of carved them up into different things. So there is what's the Anschluss, I believe it's pronounced,
Hmm.
which refers to like that like the German like and Austria kind of thing. Is in the board game as one of the potential focus trees. It's one of those where is some of that, and but a lot of it comes from like the ideologies you're playing and the different options there. Like for example, the UK does have the opportunity to do the King's Party, where the king has taken power instead, and that's focused around like consolidating and keeping control of the British Isles. So I don't think we've got the Austro-Hungarian like thing in the game like at all, because neither are playable nations in the board game at the moment. But yeah, like we do have some alt history in the playable nations we've got already.
Cool. Just
Cool. Where were we? So you allied with Finland, so you just need to put a token on.
Alright, where's my bag?
You got some down
Get
there
out of
as
the
well.
bag. Get out of the bag. Finland.
Yep.
Where are you?
Yep.
And then it's
you
me.
are allied. Yep.
And I can pay a PP to advance that further, right?
Yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. I was just
I
checking.
will do that.
And
So
complete.
I am now at war with France, and each time I take control of a region by France, I score a point.
Yep.
So
So
I'll
if
take
you
my
want-
little
Oof.
yep. For no
Again,
no reason.
no discernible reason.
So
Yeah.
war is over
Where is that
here. Where is
Francie boy?
France? France is here.
There it is.
I know.
Completely unrelated question, but if I'm at war with someone and I want to make peace, for instance, Ireland, is that possible, or is it just deal with it?
No, you can make peace with them. You can either by playing like a trade agreement if you've got one. Although thinking about it, most of them say you can't be at war. But you can, in the political phase, spend political power to, move your flag token the other direction to no longer be at war with them.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so that's focus now done. So production, produce your units.
Right.
And put them on the cards ready. And don't forget German Reich when you produce.
Yeah, I got all that kinds of weird stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
First unit. Oh, hang on. 1 second. I'm misreading. I have. Oh, that's a bit annoying. The first unit you produce costs -1, but also with Ready to War, the first unit you produce costs 0.
Okay, so I think that this board might be an older one because the German Reich rule is that it's the first one that you pay for costs 1 less. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. So
Surprise,
yeah,
surprise. The first one I make will be a tank, so it costs 0.
Yep. And then your next one will cost 1 less.
This is an outrage. He can't do this. Hey, Montgomery's there.
Yeah.
Are these the those other portraits from the game?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, Paradox have been great to work with and provided us with lots of art assets and things like that to make it feel authentically Hearts of Iron. Has everyone finished producing their units? Or
I
are you
have.
still...
At least.
I have.
Give me 1 second. I just wanted to look at one card.
Yep.
The card technological progress, the engine card, you gain 2 production, or if you have 0, gain 4. Is there ever an instance in which I'm ever going to be at 0 because you harvest your factory's production first, don't you?
Yes, yeah. It's only you'll only ever be at 0 if you basically have no factories. And yeah, you get you get all your resources before you check stability or before the next turn. So
Okay.
if you're at 0, only really exists there to help players that are really, have been beaten down or are having a really difficult game.
Got it.
That's
Catch up.
like
Catch up
No worries.
mechanics. Okay.
Yeah, because no one wants to be at round 3 and going, well, I've already lost this game, but we've got 3 more rounds left.
Someone
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to lose. I've been tabled in round 2 before. Someone has to lose.
I've produced everything then.
Cool. Okay, and then deployment. So you can deploy your troops for 1 manpower each. You can also deploy your generals for 1 manpower each if you've got any that you've enacted. Generals do not count towards width, and they move with units. They have to be deployed with units essentially. So you can't put a general in an empty region. It has to go in a region with units, and they will always
Okay.
move as part of those. And their benefit tend to be pretty good. Montgomery's is, if it's the one, yeah, Montgomery's is really good. Doing additional damage and so on.
I do apologize. I forgot to put the additional tile on infantry too, so that it could finish instantly. Is that okay that I do that?
Yeah, that's fine. I assumed you'd done that and
Yeah.
took the thing off because you said you were putting it into play.
Yeah, I just kind of literally haven't done it and paid the cost, but I've just paid the cost now.
All good.
Nice, thank you.
Noise
This one.
and toit.
Indeed. Like a toiger. Okay.
I just realized I'm doing a bunch of my plans do not align with my nation's goals. I'm trying to play historical, but it's just not historical. What am I even doing in Poland? It has no victory points for me.
I think I made a mistake here, putting 6 units in France, so probably have to take 1 off.
Yeah, you can have 5 units. Generals don't count towards that unit cap because they're not a unit.
I may have accidentally put an extra unit there, so oops.
Yep.
There we go. I accidentally
Supports
the army.
you can have unlimited supports, right?
So you can have any number of supports, but it's 1 per region. So
Yeah.
So it's one of those where if you have a lot of regions next to somewhere, you can get a lot of supports. So it
Gotcha.
really rewards you. If there's a big region that you want to control, like say France, controlling areas around it is quite beneficial to you. Cool. Has everyone deployed?
Yep, all good.
Yes.
I believe so.
Awesome. Okay. So we've now finished the action phase, so we're now into the political phase. So starting with the UK, do you wish to spend any political power to do some politics?
Nope. Also, I don't have any political power, so that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Well, I have 1, but
Yeah, you could move something 1 space, but it's not really worth it. Soviet Union.
So to make somebody go from neutral to ally, that's 2 political power?
Yep, or 1 if they are the same ideology as you, but
they are not, but
yep.
Things can change.
Yep.
Sweden is now my best friend.
That's nice. Okay, and then over to the German Reich. Do you
Pass.
wish pass? So back to Soviet Union. Do you wish to go to war with anyone or ally?
Sweden.
So you allied with Sweden already. It's come back round to you if you want to do anyone else. Or
No, I am done. I'm done.
Okay, cool. So that's political phase now done. So now conflict phase. So you're going to be placing your command tokens, starting with the UK. So if you want to flip all your command tokens face down, ready, and then you'll place one on the board. Here. And this one here, those are your 4. So UK, if you want to place first.
Where's my... Ah, there we go. All right, flip them.
And
I placed one.
Yep, and then the Soviet Union. It's one at a time. You're getting
Oh,
way ahead of yourself. Someone's eager.
That's
to warm up,
simultaneous turns.
Yep. So Soviet Union is placed. So now Germany,
Placed.
UK.
People telling me this reminds me of the game Hearts of Iron 4. Maybe you've heard of it. I can't
That's
can't
crazy,
really see
man.
why it's crazy. I don't
Yeah.
see it. Just don't. I don't see it. Appreciate the donation though. Very appreciated.
Pure coincidence.
Pure coincidence.
Who's next?
The UK
That's UK.
is
Cool.
plotting.
Get away from me. Take that away from me.
Soviet Union.
There may be shenanigans. Can I put 2 orders in the same zone?
No, 1 order per zone.
Okay.
Then Germany. Okay, UK.
I pass.
Okay. Soviet Union.
Yep.
Germany. Back to Soviet Union because the UK has passed.
I have passed as well now.
Yep, and then back to.
There will be
Germany.
passing.
Okay.
So are any of us at war with each other?
Not currently.
I'm at
no.
war with France.
Ah,
If the UK wishes to leave and go away, that'd be fine. We won't be at war.
Okay. So then, UK to resolve a token.
do airplanes contribute to combat with?
Yes, they do. That's
I'm-
more of a like.
Your ship.
Yeah, I'm clicking the plane and the ship's also moving.
Oh, okay.
Take me with you.
It's like they've been
It's aircraft carrier.
together.
There's a
Weird.
chain between them, I
It's
think.
an aircraft carrier.
But like this,
It's a carrier.
Yeah, right. That should be it. This should be all right, I guess. The plane is now here. There's this big blue hand in the way, though.
Hold on. Let me. What I've done is I will get rid of these, and created you new ones that are not bolted together. Good old TTS. Okay, there's your plane and your ship.
There we go.
Okay,
It adds to the
Um,
charm.
right. So then Soviet Union.
Mm,
Oh, and the token needs to go back.
I will resolve this one.
Yep. So what's the plan?
I have the concept of a plan. No.
Yep.
No. Oh, wait. Yes. Yes. I think that's 3. That is 3. And then I
Yep.
have a supporting ship.
Yep. Okay. So that is that token resolved. So you can return that, and then Germany, German Reich. What are you doing?
So, quick question, although I'm sure this has already been answered. A movement order occurs, the units then move, but the combat is resolved at the end of all the movements, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, that does rather scupper my thinking. Okay. But whatever.
I
Let's
smell
go.
opportunities.
We're moving over into Paris. Do I have to leave behind an infantry in Netherlands?
No, no.
Hooray! Okay,
Okay.
take that away.
So then
Can I
back to
ask
the
a
UK.
theoretical quickly?
Yeah, sure.
You can only place orders in places where you have units, right? So you can't pre-place orders to leapfrog from combat?
You can if it's somewhere you control. You can place them anywhere you have units or somewhere you control.
Ah, okay.
So
No
it's
blitzkrieg
quite
then.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can quite easily like leapfrog over like your areas essentially, and move more quickly across them. So UK, I think.
Yeah, I had a bogus token in
Yep.
France, and I removed it.
Okay.
You got played.
Then Soviet Union then.
There we go.
Okay. German
Okay.
Reich.
They're still casually humming the Soviet anthem.
Gotta get into the atmosphere. The vibe has to be right.
Now, obviously, I was thinking I would be using this maybe post combat, but it's fine. So I'll do this. Wait. I can do this. I'm smart. I can do this. This instead. Yeah,
Big brain.
big brain stuff. Big brain.
This will be the dice roll of the day. I'm going to assume.
Yep. Okay. Then UK, you don't have any more tokens. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yep. So Soviets.
I've selected static warfare.
Flip. Damn you.
Steve, I have a question for my chat. Is this available to play on TTS for everyone else?
Yes. Yep. If you search for it in the Steam Workshop, or if you go to the GameFound page, I believe there's a link to it. So yeah, if you look for Hearts of Iron on GameFound, which is the crowdfunding platform, you'll find it there. Or just search for it in the Steam Workshop, Hearts
Great.
of Iron, and you'll see it. Cool. So the Soviets are done.
Yeah, the
Thank you.
Soviets have done all there is to do.
Okay, and then over to Germany. Then you just resolve your last tokens because
Yeah, I had a fakey boy over in east, and I have a movement order here that I'm not going to do. Or do I have to?
you have to move at least one thing because you wish the order.
Balls. Okay, that's extremely bad. And can I move to different places from each move if I have multiple
Yeah.
units?
Yes.
Could I unilaterally change what I was going to do? And instead, because they were originally like this, could I like split that up to be like this so I can move
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, I mean,
Is
I'm
that-
fine with that.
Is that chill with you guys? Just so I don't absolutely
It doesn't
wreck
impact me
myself?
at all, so I have no. I don't mind.
I issue a diplomatic objection.
You know what? I'm fine. I'll do as I was. Here's a question though. Movement orders that occur, like, can a unit move twice because it's received a movement order from here to there, and then it
Yeah.
had a movement order from there to there?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. That's for next
Yeah,
game.
that's next level thinking, but you
No,
can
you can't
chain
do that. That'll
orders.
encircle me.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. I wish I'd done that previously, but that's fine. So basically, I'm just gonna lose the Belgian support, unfortunately, but that's okay.
You still have a unit there in Belgium, right?
No. Oh, I literally do. It's right in front of me. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot I recruited it. Thanks.
There we go.
I appreciate that.
Easier to.
It's because it was upside down. It didn't
Yeah.
look like a little helmet.
Yeah.
Well, that's just great. Then cool.
Okay.
I
Then
just
I'm gonna swap that
played
round so it's like
myself
that. instead.
again.
Perfect. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tassel. You really helped.
So now we increase aggression. So I don't think anyone is in any neutral areas. You're like not really
No.
going for neutral countries. You're declaring your intentions quite forthright.
Honorable men.
Yes, yeah. Now, one of the things I have realized though is that this like a battle with France isn't really going to happen because you two are not at war, and the UK is like stop it. Is essentially like there as a barricade.
Oh,
Now,
wait. What does that mean?
So the way combats work is that you fight the units first, but you're not at war with the UK.
This is confusing.
Yeah, I thought because they were allies, if I attacked them, I would support. Whoopsie.
Let's. We're all learning here. Let's say, because it's going to be the more fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's just say that you two are at war. Let's
Agreed.
make that happen. Because ultimately, like, you could have done that if you'd like if you're more experienced, you probably would have known that. So I think we put you both to war so that you can have your big battle.
War were declared.
If we were not stupid, or maybe I should say I were not stupid, would this correct thing to have done been to would it have been impossible for me to move in here if there were British troops then? If I was not at war with them?
You can still move in there. You can move into any region.
But there would be no battle, correct?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
could I attack France and ignore the British troops, or is it that I have to be at war with everyone in that tile?
So you can't attack the region until you've attacked the unit, until there are no units in there.
Got it. So I both. That's fine.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Should we do it?
Let's put you both at war, and then so UK is at war with German Reich, and German Reich is at war with UK. Okay, so there's no aggression to increase. So then we move on to battles. So the UK has one battle to resolve, which I think will be the battle to end all battles here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this then. So let's get 2 red dice out, 1 for each side. Okay, so you need to each total up your hard and soft attack. So start with your soft attack of your units there. So you've got, so the UK has 3 infantry, so their infantry are worth.
Can a defender draw in from additional areas as well?
I was about to ask.
Yes, yeah,
Uh
Uh-oh.
they can.
So my infantry, let's see, is 3 soft attack. And I have infantry in the south of France, so that's...
you have 3 soft attack. Oh, per your infantry. Oh my god.
9, 12.
Crap.
And then I have a tank, which has no soft attack, and a plane, which has 2 soft attacks. So 14
you
soft
win.
attack.
I have 12.
And I also have a ship supporting.
God.
Oh no.
They forgot about the Royal Navy.
Infantry.
They're just firing overhead.
Okay,
14.
so I think it's safe to say you're higher on soft attack. So
Yeah.
your red die will increase to a yellow. Now compare hard attack.
All right. So I
HMS
have
Warspite just sails up the Seine.
the tank has 2 hard attack. The plane has no hard attack. Surprising. The ship has 2 hard attack for support, and there's another plane in the other tile with another 2 hard attacks. So that would be 6.
Those are some impressive stats.
And
I have 20.
yeah, I pretty much assumed you would beat me on that one.
So
Oh, sorry,
you're-
19.
So
No, 20. No, 20. I was wrong, yeah.
You're both rolling a yellow die because you've
Okay.
each got. Why is that?
It keeps...
Yeah, TTS being TTS.
Well, Antisil's ship just sunk.
What is that?
Hang on.
doing? I'll get a new
Demand
ship.
compensation.
I tried to move your ship because it kept clashing with the dice, and then it just fell through the table.
There we go. Cool. Okay, so you both, one of you was higher on soft attack, one was higher on hard attack, so both of your dice increased to yellow. So if you each want to roll your dice to see the casualties.
What
This
was the
feels like
button
a
again?
bad idea.
Okay, this should be fun. So R is
2.
just 1.
Yeah, so you hover the dice and press R and it should roll.
That's not a really impressive roll.
Is this 2-2?
Both rolled?
I don't think
Well,
the
mine,
right one
mine
is
barely
moved.
moved, so you know.
No, you have to
Yeah.
hover your mouse over it and then press R. Don't
Like
pick
that.
it up and throw it. Yeah, there you go. So I was 2. Hey. Hooray.
Okay, so You each need to
Oh.
remove the number of casualties listed. So,
Except for Montgomery.
yeah, does horrible things.
Oh no.
Oh,
So-
Pick up
yes.
Montgomery again. What does he do? What does he do?
You have to remove additional casualties, I believe.
Yeah. So, the German Reich has to remove 1, but then Montgomery increases that to 2. So you've got to remove 2 guys from the area, and the UK has to remove 2 because they took 2 damage. And it's 2 of your choice. So
Yeah, this is the game. This is just a digital demo in Tabletop Simulator. So there is a the game will be physical. This is just the digital demo. It's easier to do.
Bitter still in his lack of muting.
I know. I tried to set up Discord and it doesn't properly. It doesn't play along.
You're famous for it at this point, man.
Oh yeah. Nothing works. Anything's fine.
okay, so
Nothing ever
that
happens.
that is the battle now resolved. So this you always only ever play 1 round of combat each round. You will
Oh,
then
really?
continue.
Okay.
Yep. So this is like a bit of a stalemate going on here. Although the British are winning here, I guess. So it is they are pushing the Germans out. However, you could if it remains like this and you remain at war, you'll carry on fighting next turn. However, you could put on your next turn a command token in that space to move units out. So you can place a command token in a region with your units and move them out to a friendly region. But you can only
Oh, I
retreat
don't
from
automatically
enemy
retreat.
No.
Ooh.
No,
Oh,
you're
no, so I'm
locked
just
in there
staying there.
unless you give the your people are going to carry on fighting until you tell them no.
And I can bring more lads in, right, to
Yes,
help
on the
out.
And-
next
Okay.
turn, yeah.
Just to check, but I already know the answer. The French aren't doing anything, right?
No.
Uh,
I don't.
no.
It was a bad idea to rely on the French here.
It's a bad idea for me to attack.
So that's the UK's battle. So now we move over to the Soviet Union, who have a battle. I believe they're carrying on their conquest in
There
Poland.
will be Polish or fewer of them. So,
Okay, so
there's a big hand in the way. Let me see. Okay. So I got 2 tanks, 2 infantry, and a boat. Let me do the math.
and you can get us
2
from here as well.
4, that's 8, that's 10 soft attack. And 2 plus 4 is math is 6, 7 hard attack.
Yep. So you're higher on both, so your die will increase twice to go to the green.
My
So
God.
if someone would like to roll the red die for
Oh,
Poland,
as your symbolic enemy, I'll take
My
it.
symbolic. It's your part of Poland, so.
That's fair. What the hell? Are we breaking the pact already?
okay. So the Soviets will lose 1 unit from the region, and then they will take over the.
It
Polish
has to be a tank because otherwise I can't take it.
Yes, correct.
I feel scammed. Can I remove one of the supporting units instead?
Unfortunately, not.
Damn.
That's what I was hoping to. No.
Damn. Okay, then there will be fewer tanks. It's fine. I can build more.
Yeah, there's more of that where that came from. And yeah, if you want to put a flag and control your
Yes.
So that you can control
Yes.
Poland.
There we go. And,
And
then I
then-
fully control Poland, I
yep,
believe.
so you can move this across to there.
Hoorah.
So then round to the German Reich. I don't think the German Reich has any other battles other than the big one that just happened.
No, we're
so-
friendly. We're nice.
Yep. And the UK doesn't have any battles either. So it is the end of the conflict phase. So we now hit the end phase. So let's draw an event card.
This can only go well.
Communism on the rise. Workers around
Absolutely.
the world rise up against their oppressors. The first player chooses a country not controlled by a major country that is democratic, fascist, or non-aligned, and changes them to communism. So the UK, you get to choose who embraces communism.
Czechoslovakia.
Cool. Let's take a.
I gotta show you. Right, I'm close to winning.
So there's that. then Italy expands its borders. So Italy isn't in play.
Somebody did just ask me if we don't get... Oh, yeah. Somebody just asked, Britain had a defense tech, does that not activate? But I believe it says regions you control.
Yes,
and therefore it does not count on that French region because he does not control it. He's just fighting in it.
Yep. And also the defense...
It's for the region, not for the units fighting there. Okay.
Yes, yep. Yep. So if there was an undefended region, like say for example this one, let's say the Soviets got some units up in Scotland, let's say, the region numbers would be increased by the amount shown.
Like the French event. Oh,
Yes,
okay, I follow you.
Yep. So Italy expands borders. The first player chooses a region not controlled by a major country adjacent to a region controlled by Italy. Italy takes control of this region. So first player, choose a region adjacent to Italy, which looks like the only one is actually this one here. It could be... No, there's a few options. Yeah, there's a few options. What do you think Italy would take over?
Ethiopia?
Well, historically, they would take Ethiopia indeed, but let's go for Albania.
Small Albania.
It can't be Albania because there's water in the way.
So it has to be Yugoslavia.
We'll
can that affect to a player?
Say that again, sorry?
If there was a player of Italy, would that affect them?
No. So the bottom effect of the card only comes into play if that country's not in play as a player.
Okay. That'd be crazy good.
Yeah. Okay, so now that is an Italian region. Okay, we are now hitting generate resources. So total up your resources that you've got, including your factories.
3, 4. 4 manpower, 1 political power, 2 political power, 3 political power. Okay. 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 3 political power. 1, 2. Manpower was 1, 2, 3, 4 manpower, I believe. The annoying thing is, if you're on the opposite side, it is difficult to constantly go check the board and compare your notes. I guess in real life, it's not as bad.
Yeah. Also, it's one of those where, and this is part of the reason we also do like crowdfunding campaigns, is we can also get feedback from people, and it is a bit of point of feedback we've heard from a few people. So we're looking into in the final game some way of tracking how many resources you're generating per turn.
Ease of reference would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that, like, maybe at the top of your tracker board, there's a way of you being able to go, oh, I'm making 4 manpower each turn, and then you just, whenever you gain a new region that generates manpower, you tick it up 1, or if you lose a region, you tick it down 1. We're not 100% sure what's going to be the best way to do that, but we're looking into it. Because we totally feel your issue there.
I have a question about attacking.
Yeah.
So Paris or Central France has a combat width of 5, but all of my adjacent ones are only 3. Is there no way for me to ever actually hit the combat width of 5?
So combat width only happens at the after you've finished moving. So you can move through regions fine. It's only where your units end can care about the combat width. So
oh no! So I should have moved my units into one place and then attacked them all at once.
Yeah, you can move like 3 out of Germany and then 2 out of Belgium. That would put 5 in there.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so stupid. That would have been so much better. Okay.
This game does need a Maginot Line between France and Germany.
It doesn't need one. It feels like there's one already. We're transitioning like it's 1917 over here.
You think, looking at France's stats for that region, those are pretty impressive stats. Is that your interpretation of the Maginot?
Yeah, it's also, some of it is like game balance, is that because it is a region that has a lot of icons, it's worth a victory point. It is a hard region to take. is part of the reason. Is if it was too easy to take, it would be the region that you always take. Essentially, it should take
Yeah.
a lot to take a capital city.
I probably should have not gone for this. I should have taken smaller countries because, oh
No.
boy.
Yeah. Fun fact: they're free. It's free real estate.
Yeah, yeah. Says you with your Poland and your Latvia or wherever.
Next is check stability. So gain any bonuses on your current stability first, and then pay to maintain your stability. And then you can pay to increase it if you want.
2.
Assuming you maintained it.
We are a very stable nation.
We are not.
Okay, and then score victory points.
Ah.
So no one controls any capital regions that aren't their own.
Let's see. 1, 2. I
Spending manpower, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Or... Yep.
Obviously. I also believe I'm still the person controlling the most regions, so I should get 2 VPs unless somebody has more regions than myself, which I doubt.
Don't
I
think
think that's doubtful.
I don't think anyone does at this point, so you'll go up to 4.
Well, I at least get 1 from Ideology War.
Yep.
So is this very ambitious that you might get to 40 VPs, or can victory points really run away from you at a certain point in the game?
They can ramp up, and it's also like some of your end game scoring can really so like the Return of the Kaiser is 4 victory points for each country you control. There are a lot of small countries on this board. Like, it is not inconceivable you can get like 16 to 20 points off of that if you control the right countries or control lots of small ones. And then the UK, unfortunately, doesn't have anything because they've got to go and take regions.
Yeah, I focused too much on defending France and not on my victory points.
Yeah, blocking me, man.
Yep.
I feel like I've
Rude.
let you down really here in terms of giving you a fascist UK when it feels like, based on the way you've been acting, you probably would have wanted a democratic UK.
It's just my adaptability. I mean, you get goals and you go for them, and I just play differently. But the fascist goals are pretty hard. I mean, getting to Yugoslavia, Greece, Albania, and Bulgaria, that's the other side of the world for me. I could have allied someone.
Like, one thing I would, in regards to that, one thing I would like to address, the important, there is a Mediterranean theater, even if it is mildly represented, or at least tiny bit represented. Why is there, like, for the UK, if they have that as one of their goals, why is there not a Malta for them?
Egypt.
Or well, Egypt's not on the map. I can forgive that, but I can clearly see Malta on the map. But
it's
Malta, Gibraltar, our naval base.
The thing is, you can just ally the country and then put units there, and it acts effectively like yours.
True.
It's one of those where, like, and it's one of the difficulties we have is some of the like sizes of these countries. Like, one of the things that you might notice is also Luxembourg isn't actually on the map, and it's because Luxembourg is so tiny that for it.
Word of warning for your game with Headless Spider.
He's gonna complain.
He's going to flip the table when he hears that.
Okay. Luxembourg is definitely one that, like, if we can fit them in, we can, but we will. But one of the things is, like, regions, because they need to be able to, have an identifier, a place to put your flag token, and being able to hold units.
I can see that.
Malta being very tiny is one of those where it's like we either have to expand the size of Malta, which
not necessarily. You could just, for instance, forget Malta. Gibraltar. Yep. Gibraltar's not on the map. Every video game representation of Gibraltar simply makes it much bigger than it is for the purpose of you being able to see it, put units on there. But there is like an entire sea zone next to it that has no other purpose other than being blue. You could do the dotted line to make the border, draw an arrow out to the box that has the stats on it, and you can use that box to put the units onto so you can still see what's going on there.
Yeah,
I think the problem
with Gibraltar,
the problem with that though is you could put units there straight away at the first turn, and then have pretty much unrivaled control of the Mediterranean.
Welcome to the British Empire.
That's true.
It's also one of those where, like, even in that situation, players can still, you know, ally Italy, place stuff to try and stop you, etc. You know, there are a lot of.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be critical. Just trying to think out loud.
No, that's cool. Like, you know, it's a fair point of feedback, and yeah, in the case of something like Gibraltar, actually, we've got the space that we could put that on there.
Consider, you know, it was one of the key points of the war in the Med.
Mhm.
Gibraltar and Malta. Egypt doesn't matter because Italy fucked that up anyway.
Okay, so where were we? We scored VPs, advanced the round tracker, so we would be moving into 1941, past the first player token, and that is the end of the round. So how are we doing for time? Obviously that round took a lot less than the first one because there was a lot less to explain and you knew what you're doing, but how are we doing for time?
I'm not available for another round, so I would be best
same.
to
I
leave
need to pick up my son in about half an hour, but cool. I am very pleased with what I've seen. People on chat seem to like it as well. It feels confusing. What looking in without like having a full rundown of the rules, but I think like any board game, just get your hands on it for a bit, and it does feel. It becomes a lot more simple than might look at first glance.
I like the deck building mechanics that will easily allow you to change histories or other victory goals. I mean, I unboxed my old Axis and Allies in preparation for this, but that's very linear. It's always the same. I mean, it's a classic, but you've certainly improved on that, I think.
Thank you. As a like final thing, like I just said, this is all like a work in progress, and even after the crowdfunding campaign and during the crowdfunding campaign, we're taking on feedback. So feedback like yours is really important. I want to say, you know, thank you so much for taking the time to play and give the game a try. I think the most important and customary thing to do on TTS is flip the table as the final thing that we do as the stream. Now, looking at this, the Soviet Union are highest on the victory point track. So,
however, is it endgame scoring?
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's implement
and if it's endgame
scoring.
scoring, I score 4 for every country I control, which I control 2.
So that would put you at 8.
Wait, I get 1 VP for every Baltic country I control, which is I have Sweden, I have Finland, or allied. So Sweden, Finland. I have Estonia, Latvia. That is 4, I believe. Puts me at 8. No.
Yes.
No. No.
Those plans came to fruition.
Okay, I'm going to turn on. So, if you would like to flip the table, press the
That's
button.
what I've been waiting for the whole time. Let's go. With my dog's barking in celebration.
No. There we go. Oh, it's stuck. Tape. Oh, there goes the table.
Oh, it's faded away into
that's a big table.
Oh, it's repeating.
Into the abyss.
It's just an infinite falling loop.
And there we go. Thank you very much. And yeah, if you like the look of the game, check it out on GameFound, Hearts of Iron. If you want to try out the TTS module, have a look for it in the workshop.
Thank you very much for taking the time to show us this.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Very much appreciate it. Love to play some more of this. I think I'm going to order a copy for me and the wife.
Awesome. Thank you.
Anyway, good night. Oh, no, it's not night. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
See you
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Discord difficult. Anyway, that was our look at the new Hearts of Iron 4 board game. Check it out if you feel like it. It's free on Tabletop Simulator as a demo. And if you really want the physical game or interested in the physical game, I've got a link down below to the It's not Patreon. It's where they do the backing for board games. Anyway, this is our look at it. Stay tuned for more videos, more streams to come. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Now I have to go pick up my son from school.